Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm Latia.
And it's Charles.
And we are Marriage the Third Ring. Yes, it has been a while since we gave y'all a video. We know.
We've been kind of AWOL, so forgive us, but we'll be better.
Yes, so hit the subscribe button, of course. Subscribe. And we will be updating videos now, I believe, every week. It's going to be our goal.
Yeah.
So we'll be updating videos, our podcast, and be back in full effect. Like, we appreciate all the loyalty on our social media pages, like our Instagram and our Facebook. We appreciate all the loyalty. But come on now, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube, because we just want to make sure everybody gets every aspect. And we don't always put everything. The videos won't really be on social media like that. Some snippets will. Podcast, we want you to subscribe, because if you can't watch a video, we want you to be able to listen to it in your car. So we just want to say thank you for everything, and don't forget to subscribe.
So a little moment of clarity, since like she said, we kind of not been posting videos lately. So I started back at school, and Latia started back at school as well. We've got the kids doing school, and running multiple businesses and different things like that. So we have a busy household, but we never want to be at the point that we're not making time for our marriage, and then also making time for Marriage the Third Ring, because this is why we do it. Because we want to be a shining example for others. I mean, we're not perfect by any means, but we want to be an example of marriage and how, if you're going through something, you know, how you can kind of get through that.
Exactly. So you will hear some recapping. We will try to focus on some current events, because I know there's a lot going out there, a lot of different talk about marriage. We don't really buy into a lot of rumors, but we know a lot of marriages go through a lot of things. We know the enemy is out to get marriages. So we really want to be a sounding board for you. If ever you don't want to come on one of our lives or comment on the video, you can always email us at info at mt3r.net, and that will be at the bottom of the video as well, along with DMing us on any of our social media pages, and that's private, and only we'll see it. But if you ever want to send us something anonymous for us to talk about on the air, we are more than welcome to do that too. You can get advice from us. You can get advice from someone else. So you can send something to us anonymous and say, you know, we don't want, and we wouldn't share your information, no way. But this is just, we're all helpers one to another. So we just want you to know that and understand that. Before we get started fully, though, we know there has been some heaviness over through the month of January. Lost some people. So anybody that's going through right now, we do just want to send our hearts out. The whole situation with the helicopter crash that had 9 lives. We do understand that Kobe Bryant was on there and his daughter, but there was like a mom, a dad, and a daughter on there. There was another mom on there. So there was 9 lives taken, and, you know, including the pilot. So any life lost too soon is a tragedy. But we know that God works things out. And even though we always feel like it's too soon, God knows when it's time. So but we do want to say we are, you know, our condolences. We know we've lost people, and no words can express what that family is feeling right now. So I didn't want to get that out there, just to let them know and let everybody know. Just like, even though you don't know a person personally, you can still relate. You can still be like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would never want to be in that situation, because I wouldn't know what I would feel, you know. So you just, you know, you feel like you might feel numbness. So you don't have to know a person personally. That person might not have touched you personally or been in your life, but you can still relate and still send out sympathy. So I just want to get that out there. Okay, so let's talk about some things. let's go, Mr. Hampton. What you got to talk about today?
Pause. What?
He like how he say pause. We are going to talk about intentional, being intentional in the marriage. Sounds good, right? We actually have a whole podcast. No, not podcast, but a blog. And I believe our blog is accessible through our website.
It is. So we did, I did want to mention it earlier, but we did redesign our whole website. So that is mt3r.net. Check it out. You can click on the blog on the left-hand side. And the one she's actually talking about was done, I don't have the date on that. Well, we do have blogs going back
2015.
2015. So we've been doing it for a while. But you'll see the intentional one. I think, let's see, you actually wrote that one, right?
I might have wrote that one.
Yeah.
We both write things at times. Sometimes God just gives us things. Sometimes we might be going through things. So we just, and when, we feel like if we might be going through somebody else is, or if God is giving it to us, you're like, why? But hey, be obedient and write it. So yes, as he said, we started our blog, and that was the first thing we truly started with Marriage to Third Ring, was just a blog. We didn't know how we wanted to express ourselves. I think we had went through a difficult patch at that time in our marriage, so we wanted to really learn each other and learn how to be married. And there's not many examples, and neither one of us had many examples growing up. So we did start the blog. And so this makes 5 years since we have launched Marriage to Third Ring. Yay! 5 years. We have been married, and our bio is out there, but we've been married 17. This year makes 18 years. And we just have grown with each other. We've learned each other. We don't always like each other, but we always love each other. But he knows, we'll pull out pencil and paper. And, let's go back to the root. Let's figure out what's going on. So that all leads into being intentional. And then, so we mentioned the website, but it's always listed. But that is mt3r.net. You can find events on there. Our book is on there. And if you check back in some videos, we did go through our book some. If you have our book, please send us a review. We want to know how couples are doing with the book. So it's encouraging.
If you do have the book, you can actually go on Amazon.com, find our book there, and leave a review there.
Yes, and we love it. Just please, and I appreciate all the calls, all the texts, all the words of encouragement that you give us. You give us personally, but let's let everybody else see it. So let's share it with the world. That's why I said subscribe, because we appreciate the views, but let's just share it with the world. So yes, if you have the book, please leave us a review on Amazon. Even if you didn't like the book, we want feedback, so please email us and let us know. But we want you to go ahead and leave us a review on Amazon. So let's talk a little bit about intentional. Tell us something, Mr. Hampton. What does being intentional in your marriage, what are some things that it means to you?
So I think being intentional in your marriage, being sometimes putting away the routine things, and then making your spouse feel special and important as they are to you. Routine things, like I usually get home, and because, like I said earlier, we have multiple businesses that we're running, and multiple projects. So I'll either start working on something in Photoshop, making a flyer or something. And I get how sometimes that can make her feel like, oh, like he doesn't really care that I'm sitting over here or whatnot. And that necessarily might not be the case, but I've got all these routine things going on in my head that I just need to get done. So I think being intentional, for me, would be making sure that I give her the best of my time, not what's left of my time.
That's good. That's good. Now, you're very insightful. You've been doing the marriage thing for a while. What I would like to know is though, so you feel like, and because you do know me, and you know this is probably what I wanted, I probably told him. But yeah, what about some husbands that don't know how? They don't know their wife, so they really don't know how to be intentional.
Well, I think for like if you're having an issue with your spouse and you feel like you don't really know each other, you need to take the time to know each other. I mean, because if you're married, I mean, you obviously knew each other well enough to say I do. But sometimes life gets in the way and people change. I'm not the same person that I was when I was 21 when we got married, and she certainly isn't either. But people change.
I'm not the same.
But people change. People change. So it's not necessarily that it's a bad thing, but you should evolve as a person. You shouldn't be the same person year after year completely. Your mindset should evolve. You should have different goals, different aspirations. So if you feel like you kind of drifted apart over your time together, and then at some point you need to have a come to Jesus moment and then realize where we've drifted apart, what's different and what's the same, and where we can meet in the middle.
That's good. That's good. I like that. You was talking, I thought of something, but it'll probably come back to me in a minute. I'll go ahead and, it was when you said grow. I like that because we actually have a blog that says, are you willing to grow with your spouse? It's a celebrity, and I'm not naming celebrity names, but it's a celebrity, and she divorced her spouse because when they first got married, he didn't want a baby. They were married 10 years and he wanted a child. She said that's not what she agreed to when they got married. So the thing is, yes, you might get married young. You might feel like you just living your best life and that's not what you want. But as you develop, you might realize, I want somebody to carry my legacy on. But at that point, are you willing to just walk away? Or do you want to work it out and y'all compromise and see if y'all can come to the same understanding? Because you have to be willing to grow with your spouse if you truly love them. So that bring it back. So check out our blog, you guys. There is tons of stuff on there, and it's good. I'll go back and read it sometimes, and I'm like, this is good. We wrote this. I'm like, oh wait a minute, I wrote this one. He wrote this one. So yes, it makes a difference. So, any questions for me?
Nah, you got this.
Silly. Well, the question that I can answer the same question. I want to, I'll answer the question. Guys sometimes don't ask us females, so us females might need to know. So, what was that question I asked you?
All right. So, what does it mean to be intentional in marriage? Yes.
So, for me, being intentional is making time for the other person. I always go to intentionally texting. And I think a couple weeks ago, I started texting him just throughout the day, just little flirty texts and things like that.
I was surprised.
Because it had been a while. Because we get comfortable. And I went through a point where we did, but you get comfortable. Life starts going okay. You need to do check-ins. So that'd be another time. But I started doing some text messages, and it was just like really made him happy. And I was like, wow, some of the attention I wanted, I actually gathered from just sending him just goofy, flirty, like fluffy texts. It wasn't a text about kids, finances. This ain't get done at the house. Why the trash didn't get taken out? Nobody wants to deal with that while they at work. But he had been having a bad day at work, and I'm just nicely doing these things. Then he started texting me because I did it to him. Now, we could be the type of spouse that be like, oh, well, they ain't texting me in a while, so I ain't texting them. But that might not, they might just charge to my heart, not my mind. Because charge to my mind, not my heart. Because your heart could be pure. Your heart could be right. But your mind, you go through day to day, you have a lot going on.
A lot.
So, one thing about that is, when I think of attention, I think of texting. And this is women, what we can do, even men. I think there are some women that burn themselves out from cooking, cleaning, picking up kids. Go grab a pizza one day. So when he gets home, especially if your husband don't eat pizza, then you can give him something else. But
grab some wings.
Yeah, grab some wings, something. Pick up dinner. So when he gets home, you're not wore out because you probably already had to get the kids together for a little bit, make sure they had their homework done. So when he gets home, he's not wore out, so you can actually give him some attention. Whether y'all just watch TV, whether y'all just sit there and talk. Some of the guys, they ain't trying to talk to us. Some they just trying to go do their thing, but they might be. You just never know. At least you won't be tired that you can't even check in and say, hey, honey, how did your day go? Because you're doing something else. So that right there is I feel like it's being intentional. Am I on point a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, I got some more.
So I think areas of improvement for you, for me, I think would be, I mean, I know you be on the phone a lot because with the job. I think that, like sometimes I want to feel like special when sometimes you'll be like on the phone. It may not necessarily be about work or something, but you might have somebody else on the line and you'll have to call me back. And then sometimes that may or may not ever happen. So I think for you, being intentional in that area to give me some of your time, especially when I'm trying to give you my time.
That is good. That is good. So I see how you put me on blast, but that's for you all today. But that's true because I'll feel like, oh, he's just gonna tell me about this. And then I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing. And then by the time I got that phone call, okay, I'm doing something else.
And then I moved on and forgot that I called.
Not forgot, but when I do call back, I want to give my undivided attention. And sometimes it's like, okay, I'm losing on giving him that undivided attention. So me pulling over, I drive for work a lot. So me pulling over, taking out a few minutes. Because, I mean, he's mostly at work, too, so it's not like he's going to hold me a long time. So I can take that few minutes and actually give him some attention. Because he knows if I'm at work that I can't if I'm actually with somebody. But if I happen to be in a car and I will say, hey, I clicked over because I thought he wanted something quick, but then he want to hold a conversation, I'm like, oh, let me just call you right back. But no, it means a lot, and you don't realize it. Oh, he really wanted to talk to me. So that's a good one, and I like that, and I'm going to work on that one because I do that a lot. So, and so, yes, that's a good intentional one. And so I said texting, making time for your spouse. So that's what that one was, is making time. And then on a reverse level, because a lot of times he might want to talk when he is at work, but when he comes home, he doesn't want to talk as much because he wants to do his thing. Whether it is doing his other business, because yes, we work a 9 to 5, but then you got to come home and you do your other businesses, so graphic design and different things like that. So he might be working on that. He might pull up his little game. So he wants to have that downtime. Well, that might be because now I have talked to people all day long on the phone that now I want to talk in person. And I feel like, hey, we can have these conversations in person. He's a texter and an on-the-phone talker sometimes to me. But that in-person talking, he could be doing something else at the time. Yeah. So what I would need is more time at home. And I think we just realized that recently. And again, so we decided to re-implement our evenings. So for me to get my time at home, after everything is said and done, at the end of the night, we have to give 30 minutes to each other. It might not take a whole 30 minutes, but we have to allow 30 minutes for each other at the end of the night without laying down, so we can actually discuss just whatever is needed to be discussed throughout that day.
Yeah, because as soon as I lay down, I'm out.
He's out. So that is some of the things that you really have to look at when you're being intentional. And them are just some of the things that we run into, because we get to the point where it'll go good, but then you're like, oh, wait a minute, now we're doing good, so we're weaning off. You got to continue to run the maintenance checks. Continue to do those little things so they can become the norm. And like, come on now, we've been married. We've been together about 20 years. married 18 this year, and we still learn each other.
18.
We still learn each other. We still learn some things that bother each other, some things that, you continually learning. If you don't feel like you're continually learning your spouse, then something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Something off.
Something off. Y'all gotta communicate. Y'all gotta do something because something is off.
And like I was saying earlier, because she's absolutely right. Because people do evolve, and if you're not constantly learning to see how that person is evolving, what they're changing into, how their mindset's changing, then you'd be left sitting on the shore wondering why that person's way out in the middle of the ocean and you don't know how that happened. So it happens. It definitely does happen.
Yeah, so our next one, we'll end up talking about just some types of maintenance checks and checking in. Might do some little fun activities with you all. We do want to just let you know, anything else real quick, because I'm going to tell them, give them some extra information about us.
So yeah, okay. So I do still do the design and apparel design. I'm actually wearing one of my hats now. It's DOPE, stands for Dad on Purpose Every Day. I love this hat. People ask me, oh, what's that about? And people love it. So that is actually going to be, if you go to mt3r.net, you'll see a link there for Hampton Technology and Apparel. You'll see that on there. I have some other shirts. She's actually wearing one of the shirts, the Ohio State shirt that I designed.
Nice.
So OH, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get that out there right quick. But you'll see the link for all the apparel, hats, t-shirts that I designed. If you have a custom design, I also do that as well. I think that's all I wanted to mention. Our book, also, like she said earlier, is on mt3r.net. It's also available on Amazon. It's just a direct link from our website to get to it. So that's that.
Yes, we have, we do business. So our other business is Hampton Technology Health and Wellness.
Yes.
But I'm going to get that first. I want to finish up with the Marriage to Third Ring. It's okay. So real quick, I did want to just let you know, mt3r.net, we have marriage coaching. Our marriage coaching sessions, we just go off a standard test a lot of times called SYMBIS. It's saving your marriage before it starts plus. So we have a SYMBIS, so it's a regular one for premarital couples. But then we also have the SYMBIS Plus for married couples, and that thing is amazing. So trust me, it is a great investment in your marriage. Contact us because we are facilitators for that. You go through different marriage coaching sessions with us. We can do it online. We can do it in person. So please contact us.
We took our SYMBIS test, and we went over our results. We don't have anything to hide, but we actually did a video. Remember, we did a video.
It's on it. Yep. If y'all look back, scroll back up.
I'll link the video up top for you.
Yes, it's on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so so it's on there. So SYMBIS is amazing. Our book is out, as he said, Why is My Marriage So Important to God? It is a book for husband and wives to read because you realize that you go through things, but God blesses your union. And that you are stronger together than apart. Marriage, we have different marriage seminars. We actually go out to seminars. So we've been booked a couple times already for this year. So our calendar is looking nice, along with some of the other things we got to do. So if you need us, we're here for you. Just let us know. Email info@mt3r.net with any booking opportunities, and we got you. Just let us know. We'll talk with you. We probably go above and beyond and give you more because we just love it. We love our marriage ministries. So these are some wonderful things that we have going on with Marriage to Third Ring. This is our 5th year. So the end of the year, we're planning on a nice event. I haven't figured out where I want it. If I want it up in Charlotte, if I want it in Ohio, because Ohio is still home.
Actually, we should do that. if you're still at this point, just leave a comment below for where you want it. It's either going to be in Charlotte or in Columbus. Just leave a comment below for where you want, and then we'll.
And it'll be towards the end of the year, so I'm thinking of it towards the end. Yeah. Around in between some holiday seasons or something.
You know, Ohio, y'all have Sweetest Day.
Yeah, so we don't have Sweetest Day up here. So just we'll play. Give us some. You can throw out some months. You can throw out locations. But if you're throwing them out, we want you to be invested and maybe coming. Everything we give y'all pricing, we try to make. We're a family of 6, so we try to make that pricing affordable for everyone. So just let us know. It's going to be wonderful wherever it is. So you don't want to miss it. We're just going to finalize because we got a couple other things coming up. So we want to finalize that as well.
And we're changing our coffee and conversations.
That's a good one. Yep, I'm going to tell them.
So coffee and conversations, we were doing it at a coffee house, but we're going to change it up a little bit. So we're going to do that every third Saturday
at 10 a.m.
in the morning at 10 a.m. We're going to do a live. You can ask any question you want. If you want to ask anonymous questions, you can always email them directly to us at info@nt3r.net. But it'll just be a live discussion about marriages, challenges marriages face, and any issues that we've had during the week.
And whatever you want to talk about, whatever it is. The kids just drove you all the way nuts, or just spouse drove you nuts so they ain't wash the dishes. It's something. Question, will it be on Instagram and Facebook? Or will it just be on one or the other platform?
We'll probably just do it on Facebook just to make it easier.
Okay, so we believe it'll be on Facebook. Who knows? We might.
Well, we'll see. We'll
see what can happen. I just want to know. So tune in to the Marriage to Third Ring on Facebook, though, third Saturdays of the month at 10 a.m. Okay, so we figured out to get more people involved in trying to pick these locations and go to different locations. So third Saturday of the month, coffee and conversations. Yeah. So get your cup of coffee. I got my cup of coffee.
She always has a cup of coffee.
So get your cup of coffee. Just come. You can still have your pajamas. We're not gonna care, and we'll do a live. we will not have on pajamas since y'all will be able to see us. So we will not have on pajamas. So as you see, we have a lot of things to offer. There should not be any problems that you cannot handle in your marriage when we're trying to give you all of these tools, okay? It takes nothing to subscribe to YouTube. It takes nothing to like or follow on Facebook or Instagram, or to join some of our lives, or to ask a question. So don't be scared. Everybody goes through. I promise you. Mm-hmm. Every marriage goes through. And even though, my first lady just said that, even though you feel like you might be the only one going through this, or yours is so bad, trust and believe there's somebody else that's worse. So every marriage goes through. So why not work on it now while you can?
That's right.
Just to close up, so that's all we have for Marriage to Third Ring, please. Now, and we will be coming to you. A new video will be posted every week. I'm not saying what day, because guess what I want you to do? I want you to subscribe. So when you subscribe, that day will pop up. When it comes on there, you'll get a post, or you got to keep checking back every week. So we will have a new video every week. And just so you know, Hampton Technology Health and Wellness is another one of our businesses. Mm-hmm. And so with that, we do business consulting, nonprofit, regular business, graphic designing, designs for tickets, business cards, flyers, just whatever you need. CPR, because I am a CPR certified. So CPR instructor classes, vitamins are coming soon. So
and all that will be online on nt3r.net.
Everything is going to be online. So just please follow us. Please support us. As you know, most of you all know us. Y'all know y'all been following us since 2015, and we appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And then, as you see, with the month of February, if you do follow our social medias, we have been recognizing different Black couples for Black History Month, and just letting people know that Black love matters, Black marriages matter. We do know that all marriages matter. We really do. But because this is the month set aside for Black History Month, this is why we're doing... I'm sorry, I know. My husband...
Don't put the hat on. I ain't gonna put it on.
But we know. But this is the moment that we really take time to acknowledge. We wanted to be intentional and recognize Black love. So we did Barack and Michelle Obama the first time, and we did Kobe. And, you know, I respect Kobe and his wife this time, the second day. But we'll start even doing local. So if you're somebody that wants you and your husband to be featured, we just ask for a small bio. How you met, how long you've been married, if you have children. If you want to tell us an interesting fact about yourself. Submit that small bio. So, of course, info@mt3r.net with a picture of you and your spouse. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, you know,
put YouTube feature in the, not YouTube, Instagram feature. No, marriage feature, I'm sorry. Put marriage feature in the subject. So.
Yes, put marriage feature in the subject. So, yes. Thank you all. Please share. And hit the subscribe button.
And share again, I guess.
And share. Also, would be missed if we didn't just acknowledge LQ Foundation, which is the nonprofit organization that's ran in memory of my mom, Laquita Jenkins Butler. So LQFoundation.com is always out there. If you know somebody that's in need, you want to check us out, you want to support that 501c3 nonprofit, you please check out LQ Foundation. We have been doing big things, and this is our 3rd year going into this. So continue to keep us in your prayers. We love you all. We thank you all. Keep on making your marriage matter. Keep on being intentional in your marriage, and keep on keeping God in your marriage. Bye.